Gotta show it. Call it little baby, but that's just for short. Yeah.
Welcome back to Vibe High Training. Thank you so much for clicking this video and tuning in today. Let's get straight into it. Happy Wellness Wednesdays. Oh my gosh, where do I start? I realized that this world, after CVID, after COVID, after 2019, okay, just to give you guys a little backstory, quick little backstory, under cap 1 minute. I graduated undergrad back in 2018. We already know what happened in 2019, right? And I was going in the medical industry. I was going for healthcare. I wanted to be a doctor. That is no longer. But I still want to heal people and I still care about the well-being of the community and their health and their fitness and their nutrition. However, I realized because after college, I fell into a deep depression. Okay, blew up, gained a lot of weight. That's why I'm so passionate about health and fitness and nutrition and lifestyle and wellness and mental health. I realized at that moment back in 2018 that the world as we knew it will never be the same. Once you realize that there were certain businesses, especially small businesses, that would never recuperate from where they started off after COVID, we realized things are going to change forever. Things have changed forever at this point, right? And so being that fast forward, we're here in 2025, almost 2026, okay? Ending the snake year, going into a horse year, a new beginning, a reset. And we see everything that's happening right now in the world. And I think to myself daily, because I see what's going on right now in America. I see everything. I dibble and dabble in the 3D and I see what the average American is going through. Being so that you have to decide, and I talk about this in all of my videos, watch all my videos. You have to decide, make a conscious decision. What side am I gonna be on? I'm either left or right, hot or cold, rich or poor, up or down. What side are you gonna be on? You have to pick your side. You have to. If you don't pick your side, guess what? It'll be picked for you. Because if you don't make a decision, a conscious decision at that, there are plenty of people that have no problem picking your reality for you. And that's what you see what's happening right now here in America. A lot of people's realities have been taken controlled over by the upper ups. Okay, let's just call it what it is. A lot of people lack the confidence in order to take control of their lives. A lot of things I say here on my channel are very repetitive. That's why I emphasize the importance of repeating the important things on my channel, because I wanted to get to the masses, to our conscious collective thoughts. This is very important. This is highly pivotal in order to develop yourself to your higher self. A lot of people lack the confidence in order to reach their higher selves. They rather stay comfortable in a job. You already know I quit my 9-to-5 job. Go watch that video. But I'm still persevering through life. I talked about that in my previous video. Now, moving forward, caught you guys up. We are here right now in the present moment. What can we do? What can I do, Vibe High Training, in order to succeed in life? Whether that's financially, whether that's in a relationship, whether that's whatever it is, family, friends, economic status, your classification, whatever you're passionate about. How do I level up? How do I be successful, Vibe High Training? Well, it's in Vibe High Training. That's why you come Vibe High and you get the training. Make sure to click the link below. Welcome back to Vibe High Training. Thank you so much for tuning in today and clicking on this video. Don't forget to hit the free link below and follow my free Facebook support group. There I talk about numerous information on health, nutrition, even key hidden gems on financial freedom and keys to longevity, not only for your health, but also for your finances. Okay. It's free game. It's free game, free knowledge for the masses, okay? I'm an up-and-coming YouTube channel, right? We have to get this word out. Make sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. I love y'all. I'm for the people. You know what successful and intentional millionaires and billionaires do? They make other people wealthy. They make other people healthy. And that's what I'm here to do. We have to wake up. It starts with your mindset. The world that we once knew is gone. It's never coming back. We have to wake up to the realization that we are the co-creators of our reality. We have to take control and have confidence and persevere through the BS, because life is just going to keep lifing. We thought this year was crazy. People losing food stamps, people losing access, people losing jobs, mass layoffs, all this stuff, all this chaotic stuff. It's a joke. Imagine if we all just stopped feeding the system. Just imagine that. Whoop-de-doo. Imagine. But a lot of people are too comfortable. A lot of people don't want to imagine. A lot of people are stagnant and are maintaining their current life where they're not satisfied, where they're going to have to die, RIP, and then reincarnate into the same circular cycle that's feeding this system. Once you wake up to the realization that you are your own issue, you have to take accountability for yourself. Stop blaming other people for your problems. Okay? And as I'm speaking to you, I'm speaking to myself too. Like, I've been so comfortable in what I've been doing in my life. And I said, oh, but I have to realize, and you have to realize, if you're depending on someone else to survive, that is the number one red flag. And what are most people doing in the world? They're dependent on someone else. Now I don't know the percentage, right? But there's a certain percentage of people that understand this at an exponential rate, okay? At a primitive rate. They understand that, wait a minute, if I allow someone else to have control over my life, that is not good at all. Like, what good comes out of you being dependent, solely dependent on an outside source, government, a job, other people, other entities, other companies, other people, right? To have control over my life and my survival. I'm all about science here. You already know that. I'm all about the esoteric knowledge, right? But I'm also about the reality of things and the scientific knowledge. What does science say? Survival of the what? Fittest. That's why you vibe high and you come get the training. Okay? Not just for your physical, but for your mental. We're feeding all aspects because health is holistic. And people just have to wake up and take accountability for their life. Take action on your goals. Stop being so degenerate. Like, wake up to your true confidence within yourself. People have to wake up to their true confidence to themselves. Thank you. And if they don't, then we will see a world full of degenerates. That's what's happening right now in America. I'm just like, people are just exposing themselves every single day. Not saying that you're not going to go through hard times in life, because life is going to life. I just said that. Like, life is going to continuously life. Watch all my videos. I talk about this. It's about how you persevere through life. Keep going. Because if you wake up every single day, guess what? There's millions to hundreds of thousands of people that don't wake up every single day. Thank you. I live across the street from the tire shop and a whole bunch of businesses. I apologize. I am going to be moving soon. Just a quick disclaimer. So I'm hopefully going to be moving to a place that's peace and quiet and not all this noise and all this stuff going on. Because no, we're not doing that. We need our peace of mind. We need to realize that, wait a minute. If this is going to be my reality for the next 10 years, hell, for the even next year, 5 years, short term. Am I taking the steps in order to be successful, in order to have a satisfying life? Because we talk about this on my channel. We talk about, if you're not leveling up to the standard that you need to be at in order to proceed through life's journey. Life isn't just this reality that we're living in, right? Because we're eternal beings living in this physical realm and this human experience, and we're spiritual beings. Okay, life goes on after this. Life after death, right? In this 3D reality terms. However, we are here in the present moment. You have to look outside. Go outside. Look at the spending. Look how people are living their lives. What are they feeding their minds? If I were you and I was in a situation where I'm like, I really need to change my life, but I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do it. I think Warren Buffett said it best, right? The more you learn, the more you earn. We have to put into perspective. We have to realize that we have to feed our brain. Okay, we're in age of Aquarius. Now I'm gonna bring in the esoteric, spiritual, astrological. I just made that word up. I'm gonna bring in the numerology and astrology into this, right? But also the reality, because I'm into science. We're in the age of Aquarius. We're already left the age of Pisces, age of belief. We're believing in religion and school systems and feeding the system and all these things, right? We're done with that. We're in the age of Aquarius. Shout out Michael Jordan. We're in the age of Aquarius. free thinkers, independent thinkers. We're thinking. We're finally waking up. We're becoming more conscious. The conscious collective is rising. That's why I have Vibe High training, because you vibe high and you get the training. At this point, if people are failing in life, if people are not where they want to be, financially, spiritually, physically, emotionally, that is a choice. There's no excuses. I think I was watching something, and I've seen like multiple videos of this. They said if you're in a job, like let's say, for example, in a 9-to-5 job, that is more riskier than having your own business. That's why I have Vibe High training. That's why my boyfriend has nothing but workouts. That's why we have our own businesses, because you can't just rely and depend and be dependent on these systems. Because guess what? They're falling. They're falling at astronomical rates. Okay? People are getting laid off. People are losing money. The market is crashing. What are you going to do? You have to vibrate high. It starts where Vibe High training, where does it start? It starts with your mindset. What are you thinking every day? I already said this in my last video. I'm so repetitive. Wow, whoop-de-doo. Go watch the videos. Whoop-de-doo. Give me some likes. Whoop-de-doo. I'm just saying. Y'all, it starts with your mindset. If you have a broke, if you have a poor, if you have a belittled mindset, that is your life. But if you have an abundance mindset, if you have a prosperity outlook on life, if you realize that everything is limitless, there's no limit to how much I can vibe high and get the training, because life is going to continuously life. Yes, we have good days. Yes, we have bad days. Yes, we have okay days, and we have some challenging days. But in the end, it is ultimately up to you. A person can lose it all and get it all back. Or a person can lose it all and just be like, excuse me, and be like, this is the end for me. This is it. I cannot see myself prospering after where I've been. And there's many people that fall off. We call that falling off. And if you're in a situation where you fell off, you can always get back up. Because like I said, life will keep lifing. A lot of people are too dependent. This is the problem. What's the problem, Vibe High training? A lot of people are too dependent on these systems. You have to vibe high and get the training. Okay, what does that look like? What is that Vibe High training? Okay, what are you feeding your mind? What are you watching on a day-to-day basis? Are you at work complaining about your situation, or are you trying to do something better? I said, wow, when I quit my 9-to-5, I said, why am I feeding so much into this company when I could be feeding 110 to 200% into myself, into my company, into my business? Why? When they can literally cut you loose just like scissors, snap of a finger, they can cut you loose. And this is a problem in America. It's a capitalist society. Yes, we know that. I'm not into politics like that, so don't shoot me, okay? Don't come for me, y'all, because I'm not into that. I already know it's a game. I already know it's a system. I already knew your vote didn't matter. Oh, go, did you vote? Did you go vote? Oh, did you go vote? Shut up. Okay? We're not doing the voting. You're voting on your life. Do you really think they care about you? You're just a number in the system. But imagine if everybody thought this way and literally took action on their thoughts. Because I know I'm not the only one that thinks this way. That thinks that we should not be dependent on other systems. Thank you. We should be solely, that means only, okay? We should solely be dependent on ourselves. And we live in a society, in a system where we're so dependent on others to feed us. What are you feeding your mind? Mindset is number one key, your mindset. Your mindset. Do you have a broke mindset or a rich mindset? It's your mindset. Okay? Then, okay, that's the spirituality, right? Then you have your physicality, your physical reality. What are you feeding your body, your mind, your mouth? Okay, I guarantee you most people that are consuming high vibrational foods, aka fruits, veggies, nuts, seeds, okay, get with it or get lost. Alkaline, vegan, whole food, plant-based, coming soon to a theater near you. Because we have to stop consuming. Now I'm guilty of it. That's why 2025 is the year of endings, because it adds up to 9. And I talk about this all the time. What do you do when you give birth? you have the child, and that's 9 months. It's completion. It's ending. So we're ending this cycle and we're starting a new cycle. That's why 2026 adds up to 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. You already know I'm born on the 10th, and 1 plus 0 is 1. So I'm an alpha A. My first name, Ashley. Alpha, get with it. I'm alpha. That's why this is what it is. And a lot of people have to wake up and realize that, wow, Vibe High Training, you're right. I've been so asleep. I've been so conditioned. I've been so programmed into the systems. As someone who has their bachelor's of science in public health, right? I initially thought I wanted to go to school, to medical school, to be a doctor. I initially majored in my undergrad in biology, but I ended up going with public health because I realized I'm all about preventative care, right? Because medical doctors, nurses, practitioners, I love y'all, shout outs to y'all. They're more so on treating your symptoms. I'm more so on curing you and preventing you from needing those symptoms and needing treatment. Let's get with it or get lost watching my videos. We have to stop depending on the system. If we realize we live in a society where most people are healthy in their mind and their bodies, in their mental state, because mental health trumps all. It's your mindset. It's our brain that really controls our reality. It's your perception that really controls reality. Once people realize that, then this world would not look the way it is. But unfortunately, we live in a society where it's so chaotic and so many people are just failing at life because they fail to realize that they are in control of their reality. They depend so much on programming and outside sources to help them elevate in life. And that's why I have my free Facebook support group, in order to support the community, in order to facilitate in whatever endeavors of their journey that they want to complete in this lifetime. That is exactly why I have it. Financial freedom, health, fitness information from reputable, credible sources, holistic healers, fitness trainers, nutritionists, financialists, and even doctors. So I advise you to learn to earn, okay? We live in a world where we need this, cha-ching, to make a living. See, living, cha-ching, see how it's so synchronous? It's all synchronized. People have to wake up to the idea that this world that we once knew is never coming back. It is crumbling right before our eyes. It is crumbling, and we cannot disguise it anymore. We cannot hide from the fact that this reality is ever changing. What is it going to look like in 10 years from now? Okay, I was born 95. Okay, I'm born year to big 1995. Okay, get with it or get lost. I'm a millennial. I'm a 90s baby. I've seen a lot in my lifetime. And I know that when I was conceived and I was born and I was brought into this earth in this physical 3D reality, already under and overstood that I was already in a change, right? From like the 70s to the 80s to the 90s. So I'm like more of a millennial / Gen Z. I'm literally on that tail end. So I've seen a lot in my lifetime. And whoever's watching this, depending on what demographic, right? You understand what I'm saying. Okay, a lot of change. I mean, I could think back in middle school, high school, even college. So much change. I remember being in my psychology I think it was like 101 or 150, whatever, the intro level to psychology class in college. I remember they came into our class and they gave us like surveys. We had to fill out like paperwork for a survey. And they were like, how do you feel about sleeping in a self-driving car? And I said, absolutely not, right? Because anything could go wrong. And if you're like in REM sleep, in deep sleep, and something malfunctions with the car, you can't control it. But they said, how do you feel about driving? This was like 2014. This was 2014, you guys. So literally, 11 years ago? 2014. It was my sophomore year of college because I started college 2013. They were like, how do you feel about these future endeavors that we're going to implement? And it seemed so far-fetched back then, but looking back and looking where we are now, it's like, this is part of our reality. I mean, I'm driving around, I see these self-driving cars. I see these cars that are running, and we already know Elon Musk is going to have like the trucks, the AI, right? They're going to have like all these self-driving automated things. Just like all these people that are getting laid off for data entry and entry-level positions, because we have AI now. We have artificial intelligence, which is really human intelligence put into a robot. put into a machine, put into a computer system. But think about it. We are the computer system. Our brain, I think a scientist even said this, like our brains are actually like computer systems, which makes a whole bunch of sense when you really think about it, right? We have to use our brain to think about that. The world is gone, okay? The world you once knew is no longer. So what are you gonna do? Vibe High Training, what am I supposed to do if this world is never going back to where it was? It's going to a place where you have to tap in and raise your vibration. Because if you don't, then you're going to get left behind. And this is the things that people don't talk to you about, right? They always tell you to, oh, go buy this course and do this and do that and start this business and start this. But they don't really give you the baggings of all of that. Why do you think there's millionaires or even billionaires that are miserable? Or they like off themselves? They literally like go commit. We know what they do, right? Jumping off bridges, jumping off buildings. Why? When they have everything. I think it was Miss America, right? Didn't she like jump off something? She killed herself or something? I don't know. But you have to think why? If they have everything, if they have all the monetary, because money, what? They say money doesn't buy happiness, but money can create, okay? So that's what we want to look at money. Money can create this lifestyle. Money can create time. Money can create freedom. Money can create wealth. And what is wealth, Vibe High Training? Health. Look how everything always comes back down to health and your vibration and your energy and your frequency and what are you putting into your body? What dimension are you going to vibrate at? It all comes down to health. If you're feeding your body, not just what you're consuming in your mouth, what are you consuming in your mind? What are you watching on a day-to-day basis? I'm not into drama. I never been. I already talked about it. I never was the student or the college kid or the teenager, the teeny bopper. That's what they used to call us, the teeny bopper, that was into the drama and the reality of things. I could talk about drama all day on my channel and get way more views. However, I'm not promoting that. We're all about vibing high and getting the training. Fitness, nutrition, travel, wellness. Because the world needs it. Imagine if everybody had this mindset. Whoop-de-doo. Imagine if everybody ate fruits and veggies. Whoop-de-doo. Do you think people will be chaotic and sad and depressed and angry? No, absolutely not. But what are we doing? We're consuming dead carcasses. We're consuming all these detrimental things to our health. We're consuming mass media, negative news, propagandas. We're being fed lies all day, every day. And what do people do? They fall guilty of it. They fall for the okie doke. They depend so much on these entities to feed them. Because guess what they're doing? They're feeding off of our fear. But if we all stood up and rose up and raised our vibration, which is happening right now at a mass scale, people are realizing the system is not, if day-to-day standard people that are normally in the six figures of making are complaining about the reality here in America, that is a clear sign, clear as day. Like, okay, the systems are crashing. The matrix is falling. This simulation, this whole game that they've been playing with us for all these years. Okay, I'm 3-0. Okay. I have 3, life has 0. I'm winning in the game. I'm 30. I'm a millennial, born in 95. We're in 25. People are going through things right now. Okay? People are experiencing what it feels like to be at a low state, a really low state. And you can say, well, Vibe High Training, well, when they were making all that money, were they not in a high vibrational state? Weren't they still in a functioning in a low state? Yes. But see, now we're living in a time where people have to realize, wait a minute, I have no other choice but to raise my vibration high enough to where I can't experience what I really want to experience anymore because the systems are crashing. That's why everything is happening the way it is. That's why the world is the way it is. Because as I always say, the world is going to keep worlding. Life is going to keep lifing. What side are you on? Left or right? Rich or poor? Okay, like what side are you going to be on, y'all? We have to wake up. We have to realize that world, whatever world we lived in prior to 2019. I think 2016 was like the peak of my life. Had a great time. Always was partying, having fun, just living life. Like Didn't care. I still worked hard, but I played even harder. I worked hard and I played even harder. Okay. And those times are long gone. Not just because I'm a postgraduate, but it's long gone because that world is long gone. We're not doing traditional things anymore. That's why you have all these Gen Z new grads and they can't even find an entry-level job, because the entry-level job wants at least 7 years of experience and that expertise. And that's a failed system. So it's really not the people that are failing, it's a failed system. And because the system has failed, we as a conscious collective, everybody has to wake up and do something about it. We have to take action. That is how you become successful. But if you're going to sit around and mope all day and expect for someone to just come give you a handout, that's not the reality. Going back to my science. Okay, going back to my science. It's survival of the what vibe training? Survival of the fittest. Survival of the fittest. So what are you doing with your life to not survive? What are you doing with your life to not thrive? We want to thrive. We don't want to just survive. Those days are over with. Those days are so over with, y'all. Raise your vibration to the point where you don't even have to depend on anyone else to survive in your life. Because think about it. Everybody's the survivor. If you wake up every single day and you're still living here in the present moment, if you're watching this video, we all survived. Congratulations, you're surviving. But we want to thrive. We think 2025, we thought this year was crazy work. Just get prepared. Like, strap up. Literally and mentally and hypothetically, strap up with the knowledge. Strap up to protect yourself physically. Eat high vibrational foods. Raise your vibration. Realize that you have control of your reality. You say, oh, I want to get to the money. I want to get to the finance. Okay, what did I just say? Am I a rapper? Yes, I am. Put it on my taxes. Don't tell who? Who? Uncle Sam. Shh. Listen. You want to get to the money, right? You want to get to the finance. What do you have to do in order to obtain the money? It's your mindset. Money mindset. It's your vibration. It's your energy. It's your wealth and it's your health. All of those things are holistic and they all relate to each other. Raise your vibration, raise your frequency, raise your aura. Control what you're feeding your mind. You don't have to sit there and watch the news all day and watch your physical reality go to crumbles, go to shambles, whatever the word is. I like shambles because it's and crumbles. Don't sit there and watch your life crumble in front of your eyes. Do something about it. Take action. Be consistent on that action. Do what you're passionate about in order to produce and create in this reality. Okay? As spiritual beings having human experiences, we are here to create. If we're not creating, if we're only dependent on other companies and businesses and outsourcing our well-being, then what do we expect? We expect a depressed, broke society. And that's mentally and physically. To me, a person that is rich and wealthy, they're healthy and they're smart. They're intelligent. Health is wealth. And how do you earn more money? You have to learn more money. You have to learn. Get the knowledge, get the expertise, take action. Be an asset to your community and others, not just for yourself. The wealthiest people are selfless because they're thinking of other people. Take action on your dreams. Take action on what you have to do, because the world, like I said a million times as I close this video out, y'all, the world that we knew to be, the world that we once enjoyed and created so many different memories, and we actually were living life instead of just surviving life, is gone. So what do? You raise your vibration, you click the free link below, you get all the free game that you need. It's there for us. So at this point, You know, if our lives are just going the way that it's going, it's up to us. We can't say, oh, the job did this and the economy did that and the reality of this and that. No, that just sounds like a whole bunch of excuses, because a lot of people are lazy and broke and they don't want to take action on what it takes to thrive in life. And in taking action and thriving in life, you will be successful. You will reach a place where you can just keep elevating and growing in this thing we call life. And with that being said, I love y'all, and make sure to stay fit and healthy. Click the link below, follow the free Facebook support group, and let's just stay fit. And remember, it's your mindset. It's your mindset. Believe what you want to achieve, and it shall be. Oh, hey, believe what you want to be, and it shall be. Okay. Believe what you want to achieve, and it shall be. I love y'all, and I will definitely see y'all in the next video.